Hello, 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 everyone. This is the Educator Seat podcast, and I am your host, Kendall Peacock. I am in the Educator Seat. Thank you all for tuning in. I have been under the weather for a little over a week, so I want to appreciate and say thank you to everyone that has reached out to me and was wondering if I was okay and if I needed anything. Today is one of the better days. To start off with, let's just go ahead and go into this. Yesterday at Langston Hughes High School in Fulton County, Georgia, right outside of Atlanta, there was an incident that happened with an African American student and an African American cop. It was an absolutely a ridiculous use of extreme force, and it was absolutely a ridiculous amount of abused authority. It didn't have to go this way. So here's what happened. So there was a student that got on the bus, and according to the other students, that he gets on the bus and he says good morning to the bus driver almost every day. But the bus driver is an older woman. So it's being said that the bus driver didn't really recognize who the student was, and she didn't know who he was. So, in so many words, he was told to get off the bus. And he was like, "No, I'm going home just like all the other students need to go home." He was indeed on the right bus, according to him. So the police were called, the cops got there with the two other cops. You know, they had little tug of war situation going on there. The student stayed in the seat. Now, when we get to the situation that is highly viral right now with this video that's circulating on social media, I would show it, but my page is not like all these other people's pages where they can show anything and nothing gets flagged or blocked and all that. So we're just going to talk about it. So, but in this, the officer's name is Jimmy J. Durden, who is the officer that used too much force on this student. And if you saw the video, you would see how Officer Durden was dealing with this male student. He tased him at close proximity, and you could hear the screams in his voice. You could literally hear the electricity going through his body as he screamed. You could hear it. Whatever happened to calling people's parents? If you feel like they're out of line, if you feel like you can't get a proper answer from them, call their parents. That's what you're supposed to do, right? A school bus is school property. Call the boy's parents if you feel like he was in the wrong. But turns out, according to the mother who commented on a social media post and verified that she was his mother and he was on the right bus. All you had to do was call his mother. You didn't have to do all of this force. You didn't have to put yourself in a situation, Officer Durden, to where you will possibly have a lawsuit on your hands. Not only you, but the police department. Langston Hughes High School, you put yourself in this position as well to have a lawsuit. This didn't have to be. Call the parent. That's why you have the parent's contact information. So as of now, Officer Durden has been relieved of his active duty position while this is under investigation. This did not have to be, y'all. This did not have to be. You got on the bus and traumatized all of these students because you felt like he was on the wrong bus, and because he stood his ground and said he was not, and he was not moving, you applied all of that excessive force to this young man. I hope you get everything that's coming to you, Officer Durden. It's sad that a Black officer did this to a Black student when you, Officer Durden, a grown Black man, should have had enough brain to have a talk with the young man to find out what's going on. Can I call your mother? But instead, you took on this oppressive power that's given by the white man because you want to be all macho about your job to where you lost all your senses. You need to turn in your badge. And another thing, Officer Durden, are you a father? If you are a father, I want you to put yourself in the position of the student here. If you were that child's father, how would you feel if a police officer did that to your son? Do you think that's okay? Do you think that that is proper to do? No, it's not. So I need y'all to put yourself in other people's shoes. Because the way y'all moving about, y'all are supposed to be protecting and serving. You're harming. You're traumatizing. If you can't protect and serve, you do not need to hold a badge. I said it. And because of what you did, Officer Durden, this is going to be the thing that shoots you in the foot. Because you very well may never be a police officer in Fulton County ever again. I need y'all to think about what you do before you do it. This should have never happened. Mama, sue this officer, sue the police department, sue Langston Hughes High School. And if this woman, who is an older woman who's a bus driver, is having memory trouble, she don't need to be driving school buses. She needs to go home, retire, find something else to do. This isn't it. This really all the bus driver's fault, to tell you the truth. Should have never happened. Justice to the family of this young student that this happened to on yesterday. I'm so sorry. It's probably going to be a time for him to have to go through therapy and counseling from being traumatized and all of these kinds of things. It just should have never happened. Should have never happened. When new details and things come about, I'll be sure to report them here, right on the Educator Seat. Again, my name is Kendall Peacock. I am in the Educator Seat. Until next time and the next episode, peace.